And it's something that Lieutenant Kwanazi touched on. For example, even though he's a Lieutenant General, and Sabia is also a Lieutenant General, he would expect Lieutenant General Sabia to respect him as a more senior officer in the police service. But even it seems worse for Lieutenant General Kwanazi is that here is a person who's been appointed not in terms of the Constitution, but in terms of the Police Act. Sabia is now head of detectives, head of forensics, and now coming sort of into his territory, his jurisdiction in KZN, and wanting literally to pull rank and ordering dockets to be removed from his domain, KZN. And these dockets must be taken to head office in Pretoria. You've heard of that tension described by Lieutenant General Kwanazi. That's why I raised the issue of the appointment procedures and so on, in that, to contextualize it, it's this issue that's raised by Lieutenant General Kwanazi.
I did, Honorable Chair, heard of that dispute or contention. Yes, the Deputy National Commissioners and the Divisional Commissioners, of course, the rule is when they go and do something in a province, normally you will liaise with the head of police in the province, which is the Provincial Commissioner. If you couldn't do it immediately, as soon as you finish what you were doing, you then immediately thereafter inform him. For example, if it's a clandestine or covert operation, you can execute whatever operation, but immediately thereafter inform the Provincial Commissioner. But of course, removal of dockets belongs to a police station which belongs to the province. So yes, you need to inform him when you do such, when you take dockets.
So is it a matter of just informing him, is a matter of consulting with him, or is a matter where, like Lieutenant General Zabia is coming to say when he appears here, is that I'm the head of the detectives. Any detective that I give an instruction to anywhere in the country must comply with my instructions. I want that docket. I want to look at that docket.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Even myself, I can't just go into a province and say, no, I want that docket. What would be the reason? You must consult the Provincial Commissioner and tell him why you are doing that which you are doing. If the Provincial Commissioner is involved in a crime, yes, you might have a reason not to tell him. But if he's not, why would you then just get into a province and do it? It's not that to say if you are a Deputy National Commissioner, you have absolute power or authority on any detective in the country. You have authority in terms of policy that we will draft, it gets sent into the organization. But when it comes to the implementation of that policy, it is implemented by the Provincial Commissioner down there. And in case there are problems, they will inform you what is the problem with police. But when it comes to the execution of the job or the work, the Provincial Commissioner in that province is responsible for policing there, of course, subject to whatever directives I can give. And or if it's delegated to the Deputy National Commissioner, yes, he can talk to the Provincial Commissioner. Under normal working circumstances, people will talk, there will be no problem. But if it's a matter of where you must then want to issue an instruction and there are problems, obviously, you do have the National Commissioner that you can consult to say, I have a problem in this area or whatever it is. But you can't go into a province and just do anything or act without involving the Provincial Commission. If it happens, sometimes it does happen, yes, but immediately thereafter, you must bring the Provincial Commissioner into the picture.
Now, at that March meeting, would Lieutenant General Kwanazi have been there? What is in our Lieutenant Brigadier Kumalo, Lieutenant General Kumalo, if he was Lieutenant General by then. And we know that Kumalo was the project leader. And was Lieutenant General Kwanazi always sort of at the head of this political killings task team, even when he became Provincial Commissioner of KZN?
Yeah, even when he became a Provincial Commissioner, the team was reporting, of course, to the coordinator, which is Lieutenant General Kumalo, but also reporting to Lieutenant General Kwanazi. When we briefed the president, yeah, unfortunately I didn't check whether he was there, but I know General Kumal was there.
Okay. And after the briefing or at the briefing, there were no issues raised by the president or by Minister Cele about the continued existence of the team, the need to keep the team together, or maybe let me ask a simpler question: what was their reaction to the report back to them?
You know, they were quite satisfied with the work of the team, so there was no concerns raised.
Okay. So the elections happen, and a lot of other things happen at the elections. And one of the things that happened after the elections is the appointment of Minister Mchunu. You do know him? Or you? Yeah.
Yeah, no, correct. I do. Yes, I do know him. Yes, he was appointed minister after the elections of May last year. And yes, he was appointed Minister of Police. I think he took office somewhere in July. And then, yeah, we started working with him.
What was your reaction when he was appointed? Because he had previously been the Minister of Water and Sanitation.
Well, my impression or reaction, I never had any problem. Remember, we do not have a choice. We work with whoever. So we welcomed him in SAPS. And I was quite happy to work with him. I didn't have any problem at all.
And you would also, I suppose, have known him as the Premier of KZN when he was Premier.
Yeah, no, I knew him for quite long. I knew him when he was Premier and, yeah, before that. So.
Okay. So after his appointment in July 2024, would you say you met with him regularly, or did you meet with him only when it was necessary? I'm sure you had to, you and your various heads of divisions and the provincial commissioners would have had to brief him or debrief him about what to expect now that he's become a minister.
That's correct, Honorable Chair. We did what we normally do. We will call all the executive members, the members of the executive management, including provincial commissioners, divisional commissioners, and the deputies, and we brief him about the departments, and provincial commissioners will also have the opportunity to brief him about each province, and thereafter we'll then come to directorates. Of course, the briefing doesn't happen one day. It takes a couple of days, weeks, and months, and we brief him about various directorates, and that's exactly what we did. But of course, we did not finish those briefings.
Did you brief him on any of the special projects, which would have included political killings task team?
Well, we just told him about his existence. We were still going to brief him about the specific matter of the political killings task team. So we start briefing him about directorates, but of course he will now and then, before we brief him, he will come up with, he will draw an agenda to say he wants the specific matters, and we'll brief him according to the agenda that he provide. But of course, I will always ask him that we need to brief him with those matters that are outstanding. For example, in a specific directorate, let's say Vispol, he might choose to be briefed on, let's say, Central Firearm Registry, and we'll brief him on that. On CI, he'll choose maybe, let's say, matters of be it IT or whatever, but then the rest might be left outstanding. But we'll always advise him that we need to complete the briefings. Briefing about CI, briefing about political task team, It is one of those briefings that were outstanding that were not yet done, but he did promise that he will make time for those briefings.
So you briefed him also about the political killings task team, although it may have been incomplete, but it was raised with him.
Yeah, no, it was raised with him. Yeah, there's quite a number of other areas which we haven't finished briefing him about.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's a massive,
The massive organization.
massive department, massive organization. Maybe I'm not qualified to answer this question, but it must be the largest or one of the largest departments in the public administration.
It is quite so, Honorable Chair.
I hope you're being compensated commensurately if it's the biggest. Anyway, so, but in any of those briefings, did the minister show any interest in this political killings task team? Did he ask any questions about it? Did he come back ever and say, sorry, can you please come back to me and complete your presentation about the task team?
Well, no. Yeah, the only time he was briefed about the task team, it was after the 31st of January. Before that, he was never briefed about political killing task team. No, 31st of December 2024. Sorry, pardon me, Honorable Chair.
Yeah.
So before that, he was never briefed on the PKTT.
Now, we know. General, I'm sure by now you must be very familiar with the 31 December 2024 directive. So I'm not sure whether you want to look at it again. It's in volume 2. Volume 2 after the blue folder. Sorry, volume 3. And it's at page 36. SFM 3. Yeah. You find it? Page 36.
I got it, Honorable Chair.
So it's addressed to you and is dated and signed 31 December 2024. And I'm not sure whether you're familiar with the minister's signature, but that appears or purports to be his signature. You see that on page 37 at the back?
I see that, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. It's dated the 31st. Did you get it on the 31st?
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I was on leave. Actually, my last working day was the Saturday, the 28th of December.
And on the, just to pause there, on the 28th, you actually saw them. You were in the company of the minister.
Yeah, I was.
And Lieutenant General Nkonazi. You were together.
Yeah, correct.
What was that occasion?
The location we were at, we were at Escaleni in Richards Bay on the 28th of December at a funeral of a member of the police there. We spent the day together and we parted. It was a Saturday. We parted that day.
I thought you partied. You parted.
No, we not dying, but we left. We left each other last on Saturday, the 28th of December. When I came back, and I told him that now I'm going to rest for a week or so.
You were off until the 14th of January.
That is correct. I think the 13th of.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
when,
until the 13th of January, Honorable Chair.
so how did you get this directive? How did you learn about it?
Somewhere I think I saw something on WhatsApp, but I didn't really not read it. And eventually I was phoned by one of the officials at the office. I think it must be Major General Sabola or Letoko, Brigadier Letoko, about the directive. And to get a correction, I think the 18th National Commissioner, Lieutenant General Msikidi, also might have called. And I look at it, I says no. Well, when I look at it, the directive talks about that there should be reports prepared. So rather, you should prepare those reports and leave me alone for now.
So when did you first have sight of this directive? Did you read the whole directive?
That's correct, Honorable Chair.
No,
Well, for me, it was
when did
quite.
you first read it?
Pardon me, Honorable Chair.
When did you first read the whole directive? Or is it a case that you now on leave, please don't worry me or bother me with this? I'm trying to enjoy my leave. I have a heavy year ahead of me.
Well, when I read it, it was quite, to me, a surprise and shocking. Firstly, how did it come about? That was the main issue. And why disbandment of a team on the 31st of January, 31st of December. There's nothing wrong in sending it on that date, but the surprising part was, we spent almost the whole week with the minister, and he never uttered a word about his unhappiness about the team. Actually, before we went to the funeral at Eskaweni, we had a funeral, I think, 2-3 days ago at Mpumalanga in Hammersdale together. And from there, we moved to Eskaweni. Nobody said anything. Minister never said anything about there is unhappiness about the team or is about to disband the team whatsoever. Nothing. Not even to mention. So that's why when I saw the letter, I said, well, let me enjoy my leave and get away from this letter. I'll see it when I come back. Whether when I get there they've done something about it or not, it's fine. But that's how I concluded.
Now, the directive deals with three, or gives instructions. It gives instructions in relation to three matters. The one is the filling of posts in the intelligence division. The second one is the ports of entry, and the third one is the political killings task team. So, did you not think it was important enough that you yourself, even though you're on leave and even though you said, look, I'll deal with this when I get back from my leave, didn't you think it was important or urgent enough for you to engage with the minister and say, for example, in relation to the political killings task team, but how can you do this? We were just together the other day. We also briefed you on the political task team when you became the new minister. You never uttered a word. You never questioned the existence of the team. Why would you? And besides, this team is doing good work. We must maintain this team, not disestablish the team.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it necessary, Honorable Chair, at that moment. I was with the minister a few days ago. He saw no need to talk to me. And 2-3 days, he sent this letter. So I just decided, let me enjoy my leave. This I'm not going to attend.
But you weren't quite allowed to enjoy leave because you got some calls, amongst others, from the same young man who ran into your office years before. And he's phoning you and he say, Commissioner, what is this? You got a call from Lieutenant General Mkonazi.
Yeah, no, that's true, Honorable Chair. He did call me. I told him I don't know about the letter. I don't know where it is coming from, and just give me space. Let me have my time a bit. Yeah, that's how I handle it.
So yeah. Okay. Who was then appointed by you as the acting National Commissioner?
It was Lieutenant General Musikiri.
Okay. So, at paragraph 45 of your statement, you said you received a WhatsApp message from Major General Sibola regarding the directive, and that was on the 2nd. And you also got this call from Lieutenant General Mchunu.
That is correct, Honorable Chair. Yeah, Major General Sibola did send me a WhatsApp. From there, received a call from Lieutenant General Mchunu on the same day, 2nd of January, and well, he told me that there is a letter in the media flying around about the disbandment, which he wanted to know whether I know about it. I told him I don't know anything about it, and I made it clear that I'm not involved in it, and that the minister had not sought any advice from me, so I've got no idea what is this all about, and that's how we ended it up. Lieutenant General Sigidi might also have called, I can't remember, and I also told her, no, I know nothing, and for now I'm not going to do anything, I'm still on leave. And whether they do something about it, that is fine. If they don't, because the letter indicated the first report is due, I think, by the 20th of January. Yeah. So it was at liberty to them whether they do something or they wait for me.
Major General Sibola, who is that?
Major General Sibola is the executive manager in my office.
The executive manager?
That's correct, Honorable Chair.
And would Major General Sibola be responsible for writing your emails and your letters and receiving your emails and letters?
Yes, Honorable Chair, Major General Sibola and Brigadier Letoko, they are also in my office. In this case, if I remember well, I think it was Brigadier Letoko who disseminated the directive to Lieutenant General Sibia, and I think Mr. Kidi also. Just check.
Would it be correct or fair to say that if you receive a communication from Major General Sibola out of your office, your National Commissioner's office, that one can accept or assume that such a communication is authorized by the National Commissioner?
That is correct, Honorable Chair. Yes, it can be accepted that way.
And just tell us briefly, who is Major General Rabi, and what was his job, his function in your office?
Major General Rabi is head of strategic management at the South African Police Service.
Now, when you did get back to the office was it on the 14th, 15th?
When I came back on the 14th of January, I think I went on with the work that I had to do. I think I spent the day in Lebombo border post that day. I flew directly there. You would remember that's the time when there were elections in Mozambique and there was instability. There was a problem of people coming to South Africa. So I spent the day there, and in the afternoon I came back. And as I arrived at the office, General Sibia did come to me with a directive that here is the directive of the minister, and it requires immediate implementation. He already had a letter drafted that he sought my signature to sign.
Sorry, General.
Chair, next time we must be informed when there is going to be this operation,
It's a certain,
so that we must know that if we are safe or not. Yeah. It's hanging over our heads here, so we must be informed in time, so that we are aware.
I think we
We
must apologize,
Team.
hello, honorable members.
May I proceed, Chair?
Yes, no, but we must apologize for this. I don't know who is the person responsible for doing this. They may be trying to help us in the meeting, but they could have done it when we broke for lunch. I think it would have been better than to do it now. It has noble intentions, but can be very irritating and disruptive. Thank you so much. You can proceed, Senior Counsel.
Thank you, General. I think you started narrating a visit by Lieutenant General Sabia to your office. Is that right?
Yeah, that is correct, Honorable
Yeah.
Chairperson.
And I think you deal with that at paragraphs. It starts at 46. Yeah, the fifth.
Yes, Honorable Chair, as I said, as I returned on the 14th of January, after I came back from Mpumalanga, General Sebia came to my office and with a directive that he was requesting a signature in order to implement the directive of the Minister of the disbandment of the political task team. And I looked at that directive and I saw that it talked about the immediate disbandment, and I indicated to him that I am not in agreement with this directive of immediate disbandment, if ever there should be disbandment, because firstly, I don't know what are the reasons for the disbandment of the team. And I further said he must go see Major General Rabi, because I said if ever we disband the team, which we, that time, we didn't know why, it should be a matter of the team should be phased out in a wind down approach. And he should consult Major General Rabi to assist him with that. And he left. And the next day, he returned again in the afternoon. That is paragraph 49. He found me with Major General Masemola and with a revised plan where he was assisted by Rabi. And I scanned the letter that he was having. I think it's SM4 on the bundle. And somewhere I picked up that there is still, I must have catch a phrase of immediate disbandment again. So I then never read the whole letter or plan. I said to him, no, rather take your letter and leave the matter with me. I will compile the report that the minister require. And then he left. Then thereafter, I then spoke to Lieutenant General Khumalo by then to say, well, there is this letter which he is aware of, and if he can draft something that is not about immediate disbandment of the team, but a wind down, even though I still will ask the minister, why is this team being disbanded? Because we did not really understand the reasons why. And thereafter, I did engage the minister on the phone, and we spoke about, when I mentioned about this one, he said, no, there is a report that is required on that day, so I must just bring the report. And I further said, we need to talk about this matter. And at the same time, paragraph 51, there were some matters that were already in the media by then about crime intelligence, which the minister did indicate that whether I've seen those matters, and amongst those matters were matters of appointments at crime intelligence of 2 brigadiers, the security clearance of Lieutenant General Khumalo, the murder of Cindy Somakaka, and others. And he did indicate to me that he's thinking of appointing a senior counsel to look or investigate these matters. And then I reminded the minister on the phone that, does he still remember that I told him that we have never briefed him completely on crime intelligence as a division. And on the division visible policing, we briefed him partially on other matters. I think on the agenda he had a central firearm registry, we briefed him on that and other matters, and not everything else. And if when we were briefing him about the Directorate of Visible Policing, if he allowed that we brief him about the whole Directorate, this matter of border police, he shouldn't have raised it because it falls under the Directorate Visible Policing, and it should have been part of the briefing, which he would have given guidance and or directives in that regard, which he missed that opportunity. And also, I reminded him that, remember, at some point I asked you that we brief you, and for crime intelligence alone, I said you need 2 full days to be briefed up to date. Otherwise, if you don't do that, on the street, you're going to be poisoned. And once you are poisoned, it's not easy to bring you back and give you a full briefing and so that you are understanding. And of course, he asked whether all these matters that are out in the media, including the killing of Cindy Somakaka, whether it's also part of the briefing, which I did indicate to say, yes, it is. And the fact that you know about more or less who killed Cindy Somakaka is about the same PKTT. They are the ones that is one of the dockets, I think, that they make a breakthrough in 2018 after they were established under the leadership of the then Brigadier Khumalo and the Provincial Commissioner of KZN. So I said, no, what you see, what you read in the media is what they uncovered. So then he agreed to the briefing that, okay, brief me then on the 16th. And paragraph 52, on the 16th of January, we, of course, me and himself, the minister, we went to Tadichava for a funeral of a member. And when we come back that afternoon, we held a meeting at the minister's official residence. And myself and Kumar, we provided the minister with a briefing on the matters that he raised. And General Kumar...
Sorry, General, so what is, to interrupt...
Senior Counsel, there is a request from the technical team, General, that you withdraw a bit from, because it's like your voice is so vibrant that it blasts. If you may please withdraw a bit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Yeah, so on the 16th, we briefed then the Minister, myself, and General Kumalo. And General Kumalo did brief him on some other matters of syndicates that involves the Big Five, that then he alleged that my deputy is involved in that regard. And when it comes to the PKTT, then the Minister did indicate that well, there is a provision for the report that I must give him, and so on that due date, I must give the report. And so we never go deeper into the briefing on the PKTT, and he was briefed on all these other matters.
So, can we just ask about Lieutenant General Sabia? What, or rather, what is his role in all of this? Brief your office on the 15th of January 2025. Do you know of him ever playing a role in the task team or being involved in or with the task team at all?
No, no, Lieutenant General Sibe was not involved in the political or the PKTT. Going back to 2018, when we established this team, when the team started working and they started resolving cases, there was quite a number of people that would wanted to know about the team, including they wanted to be briefed about what the team is doing. So a decision was taken that we limit people that can be briefed about the team, and also the ordinary operational structures that we have in the police. We have a structure called the National Joints structure. We have a structure called the National Crime Combating Forum, which is mostly of police. So the work of the PKTT was not discussed in those